For every transaction consummated in the real estate sector, there is always a provision for you to notify the government of that state. Hi, my name is Prince OJ, and I'll be discussing on what is a governor's consent. There have been many school of thoughts about what a governor's consent is. But before we go into what a governor's consent is, in my previous videos, I talked about what is called a certificate of occupancy. Now, this will give you a better understanding of what a governor's consent is. You know, when you buy a piece of property, a virgin land I'm referring to here, a virgin land is also referred to as a community land, and you process your documentation and you get your C of O. By law, there is only one C of O that can be issued, meaning you cannot have multiple C of Os. For example, you buy a piece of property from Mr. A and he has not processed his C of O. If you go ahead and process your certificate of occupancy and you decide to resell that property, a C of O will not be issued again on that piece of property. What will be given is a governor's consent. So this brings us to the definition. What exactly is a governor's consent? It's as simple as this in layman's language. The governor's consent is a property document, a property title upon a property that simply states that the government has given a consent for a particular transaction. So if Mr. A buys a property that has a C of O document from Mr. B, Mr. A will not go ahead to process another certificate of occupancy because by law, there's only one certificate of occupancy that can be issued. What Mr. A goes ahead to process is a governor's consent. A governor's consent will now, it shows that the government has given a consent for the transfer of ownership. So if Mr. A decides to sell to Mr. C, all he does is to process a governor's consent. So it simply means that you can have multiple governor's consents on a particular property, but you can only have one C of O on a particular property. So if the property is being resold 10 times, the 10 people can go ahead to process the governor's consent. So what we're saying here is the governor's consent is simply an acknowledgement from the government that this particular transaction, they have given their consent on it. That is basically what a governor's consent is. As basic as it is, does not mean it is not a powerful title. It is actually the highest level of title you can get from your registered deed, going up to your gazette, to your C of O, then you have your governor's consent. So you see, you can have multiple governor's consents as far as ownership is being transferred. It is even necessary that once ownership is transferred, go ahead and process a governor's consent. That is, if the property has a C of O or a gazette, you can actually process your governor's consent immediately. I believe you found this information very helpful and useful. So why don't you give this video a thumbs up by hitting the like button below, turn on your notifications, subscribe to this channel, and most importantly, share to your friends and your family so they can benefit from this information. So until I see you in my next video, for now, keep winning.